Hi everybody, Mr. Harold here for another installment of my magical miniature review. And today we're going to be talking about Loud Ninja Games Space Raptors, or the Chewhawk, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. These are available from 15mm.co.uk under their 15mm science fiction category under Loud Ninja Games. This set started as a Kickstarter that was incredibly successful, and that's how I got my set here. I'm just going to pan down for a second so you can see the volume of miniatures that actually came from the Kickstarter. It looks like there's about 10 different codes here, including 28mm miniatures. These miniatures are awesome. I love them. They're basically space dinosaurs. What you're looking at in the middle there is one of their vehicles. I'm going to go over that first just because it's right here. Here's the resin version, and as you can see here, I've placed it on a flight base, and it's a very straightforward kit. There's the guns on top, 6, and then the one-piece body. It's very alien and very cool. I went for a little different colors than I normally would. You know, aliens might look at colors and camouflage differently than we do. Some of the decals you can see there are actually various ones I found. I believe the front one's a Tau decal, and then I'm not quite sure where I got the latter one. I've used some hex stencils for airbrushing. It's a very cool vehicle. I look forward to finishing. I think I have 2 more to do. The first set is Raptor 001, and that's actually the troopers, and they go for 360 Great British pounds. I believe that's correct. These figures are very cool. So let's see if you can see that here. They're armed with, let's see if we can focus, there we go. Standard weapons. It's shorter. They're very, very cool weapons. They have almost like a bullpup look to them. The standard troopers have like a crest. I haven't cleaned these at all, so you can see how well cast they are. They have like a head crest, and you can see here's according to the size of a penny, so very close to standard 15mm miniatures. Even though they are 100 forward, if they stood up straight, they'd probably be 19 or 20mm tall. They can be pretty tall, but since they're leaning forward there, they fit perfectly with everything else out there. The one thing you're going to want to be careful of when you're doing the bases, they're not problematic, they're just a little different than what I'm used to. What I've found is just when I glue them on, I'll glue them onto the base here, and then use sand to fill in the spaces around. So this is one of the troopers, and there's several varieties in here. Some have the mouth open, some have them closed. Very, very cool. Look forward to getting these all based up and painted. Now this is 02, and what we have here are the leaders and support weapons. Let me grab a couple out of here. And as you can see, there we go. The leaders, they are very cool. They tend to have more of a like feathers on top there. This one's obviously pointing, which makes sense. And all these troops have very similar weapons, except of course the support weapons, but they have that armored back there and arms, which makes sense since that's how they're going to be running kind of head down towards the enemy. And they do, I don't know how easy it is to see here, but they do have armored helms as well. And the feathers at the back of the tail are very cool. A nice way to add some color. I would like to paint these kind of as dinosaurs are emerging to be, with their colorful feathers and all sorts of neat stuff, kind of coupled with a military scheme. I think it'd be pretty interesting. So as we can see here, we get several different varieties. Here's a larger support weapon, like a squad support weapon here. You can see it has cabling on the top there, right there. And here's another cool one. This one, it looks like it has on the top, that's how they're holding it. So it's more of like either it could be a flamethrower, a heavy plasma gun, all types of options. Obviously, they're not real weapons, so sky's the limit on these. And that's this heavy support weapon. Now the next one I have here is 003, and this is the command section. These are actually very cool. I quite like them. So what we have here is like a communications space raptor with a aerial, and one of the coolest things that comes in here is this little drone. And it's kind of like a reminiscent of a pterodactyl. And of course, I've seen somebody, I think, put it up on the aerial, although I don't think that's what it was intended. I'm probably going to be putting this separately, either on the same penny, like with a brass rod to bring it up, or just on its own base altogether. There's a very cool command communications raptor right there. See here, this one right here has different pouches on the side and different armor to kind of differentiate it. Same with this, and you got pointing, so it's probably more of a leader. And of course, I'll probably use colors on the feathers to help indicate which one is which. So that was 003. Let's move on now to 4. This is actually one of my favorite ones. This is called the Herd Master. Very characterful. This one is actually 2 pieces, but he has this great, focus there, this great staff with like a snake head or a moon, excuse me, on top. And he actually has separate weapons, which is actually pretty cool. It's not complicated to put together at all, but it allows for a variety of poses, which I like. Okay, and the next one we have are the Special Ops. These are some of my favorite as well. They're very cool. They're more of like in a bodysuit, and you can see on top here they have these barrels or energy chargers or whatever they happen to be, but they look they're kind of like a full stealth suit, which is awesome because I would have never thought of having space dinosaurs in full stealth suits, but that is very cool and terrifying if you think about it. Great weapons, really cool masks. They really stand out. Probably an all dark, maybe black even for these guys. I think that'd be very cool. And there's a couple of them in here. Looks like maybe 5 or 6. So let's go to the next one. I actually had to print out all the codes, so I made sure I did them correctly. The Assault Troopers here. And these ones can either be used on their own, or probably what I will be doing is interspersing them with the other squads, because basically what these are is you can see the legs are up into attack positions. Now you'll have to be careful with these. Maybe use a little bit of green stuff or epoxy putty, or even like just super glue and zip kicker, because their bases are a little small. So to get them onto your base, integral bases are pretty small. To get them on there, you'll want to make sure that's on there right. It's a little thin to pin it, so I'd probably do a dab of epoxy, or maybe a good helping of super glue and then a kicker. A couple poses of those as well. Let's see where I'm at now. I am at, these guys are very cool. This is the power armor. Now they come in a couple pieces here. There's a couple different options. This is the main body. I know people have painted this part as a canopy. You can do that. You can do it armored. This is the tail. It goes in the back here. Now these are very cool. Let me see if I can. Here's next to like a regular trooper, so you can see they're quite large, which is awesome. Very imposing. And they have a couple different weapon options. Here's one that looks familiar to a missile launcher. And we got plasma guns. A bunch of different options, and it looks like if, because you get 2 for the arms, you can see there are little holes here. Those are for like the arms in front. I usually put the smaller weapons there, and then on the back here, this is where the tail would go. On the back top is 2 larger weapons, either the missile or the large rail guns, and it actually makes it quite formidable looking. And then the last 15mm scale ones I have here is going to be jet bikes, which are awesome. So these jet bikes, you can see here, it looks a little funky until you realize it doesn't have the head on yet. So there's a one-piece cast, and you put the head. I love having these extra heads, by the way. Put the head, you can kind of rotate them however you would like, and that gives you, even though it's only 2 pieces, you get a lot of variety. So just an awesome set. It's amazing. It's all available now, which is pretty impressive. This range just came out. It took a while to get out there. I guess there's some issues time-wise from the Kickstarter, but now it's all out. It's really unusual to have an entire range come out all at once. So you have everything from your support troopers to vehicles to battlesuits to regular troopers to melee to covert ops. Really a great range. Check it out. 15mm.co.uk. It's under their 15mm science fiction range, Loud Ninja Games. And make sure you check out the other ranges too. They have some awesome miniatures at 15mm.co.uk. And they also have the Ion Age. And they have some really cool miniatures. Same folks, different website. I think it's the same company, but they're kind of split up. It's really cool. Check them out. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please let me know. Thank you very much.